Arsenal have got over the line to grab 3 crucial points against Brentford, a game in which saw a secret weapon return to the lineup and grab a Man of the Match award, on top of another Yet more injury concerns though within the Arsenal ranks, but we'll also be looking into a potential January transfer on the cards for Arsenal, so let's get into it. Hello Gunners, welcome to another video, and of course it's huge that Arsenal get over the line against Brentford to go 5 points clear again at the top of the Premier League. One thing is for certain in the Premier League, you must never ever take any game for granted and you must earn your victories. In a game which Arsenal heavily rotated, it was important that every single player stepped up, and one of the players which was reintroduced into the starting lineup was Ben White, and he managed to get himself a man of the match. He got 1 assist, 4 tackles won, 6 clearances, 1 block shot, 3 recoveries, 7 out of 9 ground duels won, 3 out of 7 aerial duels won, 1 time drill pass, and 1 big chance created. We saw some of that synergy on the right hand side between him and Martin Odegaard, and the way he linked up with Noni Madueke is very exciting for the future. I'm happy for Ben White. I think he deserved this opportunity, and he showed to us Arsenal fans that he's still got it and he's still got a big part to play this season. In terms of the rest of the back line, we saw Nketiah and Mosquera at the back again, with David Raya in goal. It was so important as well that on the defensive side of things, Arsenal kept a clean sheet to boost the confidences of Nketiah, Ben White and Mosquera, that even when we haven't got our big names in the back, we're able to still keep a clean sheet. But a majority of the plaudits have to go to David Raya for his incredible save from that corner in the first half. Header from Sharda, and David Raya managed to tip it onto the bar, showing that he has incredible reflexes and he has the ability to dig one out for Arsenal when needed. What was really disappointing though was that we had another injury. Mosquera went down in the first half, and the severity of the injury is currently unknown. That meant that Jurrien Timber, who was trying to get a rest against Brentford, had to come in. But one thing is for certain, Jurrien Timber did not disappoint in the centre-half position, a position he has rarely played for Arsenal. Unfortunately for Arsenal, the injury worries and concerns don't even end there, as Declan Rice unfortunately had to come off injured in the second half. He was pointing towards his calf. Mikel Merino had this to say following on from the game about Declan Rice's situation, but one thing is for sure, Declan Rice is a player we cannot go into Villa Park without. He's probably one of the most irreplaceable players in the Arsenal lineup, and I can't imagine an Arsenal midfield without him. He had another really good display against Brentford, driving the team forward at times, taking a couple of really nice shots from the edge of the box. But unfortunately, that injury could be a massive derail on the momentum that Arsenal are building up. On the more brighter side of things, I have to give a note to the performance of Noni Madueke in the first half. Yes, in the second half, he may have fizzled out, but so did the rest of the team. I think he was really strong in his 1v1 battles. He got the better of Rico Henry a lot and was quite unlucky to leave the game without any goal contributions. Whilst we're on the positive side of things, I think Piero Nketiah was really strong at centre half, winning his duels at times, battling hard, and that evidence of a battle hard player was definitely on show. His passing ability was really nice, and he always wanted to get involved positively in Arsenal's sort of attacking side of things. Also, Calafiori at left back again put in another solid display, a player who has just seamlessly fit into Arsenal and is just gathering a lot of minutes under his belt, which is crucial following on from last season when he was injured quite a lot. So very good performance from Calafiori as well. Others like Zubimendi were really important to Arsenal as well, especially when Declan Rice went off. When him and Merino dropped into the number 6/8 positions, you felt that Arsenal still had a level of quality in there to deal with the threat of Brentford. We also saw the reintroduction of Martin Odegaard into the Arsenal lineup, and he showed that he still has the quality to help us go forward. He was picking up the ball in deep areas, progressing the ball, and was really gliding across the pitch to some really impactful ways. And that is exactly what Arsenal need going forward. The whole squad performing to a high level and really wanting to make an impact on the pitch. Ben White himself said it is a joy that he has to train with these players and that these players give him love even when he's on the bench, and that's exactly what a big team needs if they want to win many titles and trophies. One thing is for certain, Mikel Merino is not stopping his goal scoring train. That is now a goal contribution in at least one of the last 4 games, whether that is an assist or in a goal, and he's proving to be be quite an integral part of the Arsenal team. His movement, especially for his goal against Brentford, was expert, getting across the near post and heading it down to make it impossible for Kelleher to save. There was also some really lovely bits from him in terms of proper centre forward false nine play, dropping in deep, especially to create the goal scored by Bukayo Saka. The amount of time he took to just measure the pass was really nice to see. And even when he was asked to drop into the number 6 position alongside Martin Zubimendi, like I said, when Declan Rice went off, he put in quite a good showing, winning his duels, passing the ball, and showing parts of his game which show that Mikel Merino can still be an important player in the middle of the park for Arsenal. So, Mikel Merino, he did answer my questions last game in terms of my video where I said, Mikel Merino, can you have the ability to keep the ball in the middle of the park than just be a number 9? Because we've got a lot of options up there. But one thing is for sure, is he's not leaving this Arsenal team because he's become so crucial to adding goals to us. I cannot stress enough how important it was for Arsenal to come away from that game against Brentford with 3 points. On a night where Chelsea lost to Leeds, Liverpool dropped points to Sunderland, and Manchester City barely got over the line against Fulham, it goes to show that you should never take any win for granted in the Premier League. And if we look at Arsenal's current record this season, up against equivalent sort of fixtures last season, Arsenal lead by an aggregate of 9. Last season, Arsenal dropped points to Brentford and only managed a draw. So we're showing that we're able to right the wrongs of last season and properly kick on. Arsenal have only lost 1 game this season, and our form across the last 16 or so games has been absolutely incredible. We're showing that we're a team who can really push all the way, and that 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League is something which we mustn't take for granted, especially seeing how all the other big hitters per se are doing. The feel-good factor isn't just on the pitch for Arsenal at the minute, but off the pitch. If you didn't know, Arsenal have completed the signing of the Quintero brothers from Independiente on a deal which should see them join in 2027. Apparently, the fee could get up to 9 or 11 million pounds range, which is showing that Arsenal are willing to really go and press in and sign youngsters to improve their youth setup. On the other side of things, in terms of the senior team, Arsenal are monitoring Yildiz contract situation. The star still hasn't signed with Juventus, so Arsenal sense an opportunity to potentially get him on a lower fee deal. Arsenal want to improve their squad. We know Andrea Berta, he already wants Arsenal to be as dominant as possible. We saw what he could do in the summer in terms of when given enough money to work with. So who knows, a January move for Yildiz may not be off the cards. And when you're looking at performances of Martinelli tonight, which wasn't too great, and also Arsenal's lack of available wingers in terms of from the left-hand side, maybe there is an opportunity for Yildiz to come to the club in the January or more likely in the summer window. But anyway, Gunners, on to Villa at the weekend. Going to be a very tough game. They've won so many games in a row, and Ollie Watkins, who normally is a thorn in our side, has picked up his form just in time. A game which could see Arsenal go into it with Timber at centre half. Declan Rice might not be available. It's another one of those where you can just go there and try and get the 3 points and move on. But anyway, come on you Gunners. See you next time.